I don't know.
It's not.
I don't know. Even if I'm not sure, even if they found it, this is a crime, but you know how many of these we see? It would blow your mind. The last airport docket I had, I'll bet there was 10. Same thing as you. People that had a firearm in their bag, and this is the first burn I've had. So usually they're like real bang bangs, right? Had a firearm in their bag, forgot about it, whatever. It happens a lot. But if you're worried about it, you got a divorce attorney?
Yeah, divorce, fine.
Oh, this is just, all right.
Get more time with my daughters.
But you're doing it without an attorney? So here's what I'll do. I'll go forward and just give you the deal. Or if you want to, we'll adjourn it. You can go get the advice of somebody that does family law stuff and find out if they think it's going to hurt you or not.
Please rise. This court is now in session. Judge Oakley presiding.
Good morning, folks. Have a seat. And good morning, Mr. Duncan. Twice in 1 week. I got you right up front. Good morning again, Mr. Gwitt.
Oh, Your Honor, Murray Duncan, on behalf of this defendant, Albert DeWitt, Jr. I don't think he's been arraigned, Judge, has he?
Let me look. No. Way formal reading?
Yeah, waive your formal reading of my client's name.
All right. And what are we doing today?
Very.
Heather, do we have any dates with Van Buren? You already got it? Oh, gotcha. All right. All right, let me put a bond together. We'll get you guys out of here. We got their notices already?
No, but wait and see how much you need to amount for.
I'll do $1,000 check, personal. All right, Mr. Gwitt, your personal bond conditions. Number 1, stay out of trouble. Number 2, be in court for your court dates. Number 3, do not purchase, possess, or consume any mood altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription. Understand all that?
Yes.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to court amount of $1,000 if you must up on bond?
Yes.
Any questions? Anything else? We're all set. Have a great day, guys. I signed that. Not realizing I was setting it for trial instead of taking a plea. So, Jamie, the pile to the right, we're waiting from IDC.
I have the names on this top.
Yes.
Yep.
That's the difference. These are no attorneys. These are MIDC.
MC's no counsel, and then they
Got
turn it at the top.
Got it. Orlando Pierre Fies. Good morning. Hyphenated Pierre hyphen Phils. Are you going forward today without a court appointed attorney? Did you understand that while I joked? Are you going forward without an attorney today? Not a trick question. You're standing there alone. Do you want an attorney to represent you? Okay. Then go talk to the attorney. Joshua Taylor. Mr. Taylor, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney? And you've met with the prosecutor on your own. You made a deal. The paperwork tells me you're going to plead guilty to the added charge of allow unlicensed driver to operate a vehicle on October 31, and both the original charges would be dismissed. Is that your deal? You understand your rights and options? And do you understand the possible penalty for the added charge? Well, possible penalties up to 90 days in jail, up to $500 fines plus court costs. Likely penalty is no jail. Understand? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily today? On that date, were you driving a vehicle at or near the airport? Metro Airport, to be specific. And on that date, did you have a valid license? Were you suspended, revoked, or denied? I'll accept your plea and I'll dismiss both the original charges. What's the status of your license now, sir? Good, got it back. Wonderful. All right, and are you working? Who do you work for and how long have you been employed there?
Good canvas, been there for almost 3 years.
Where at? What do they do? It's a who? And it's called what? I thought you were saying crave canvas, and I'm like, canvas? What's that got to do with dope? All right. Anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you? No magic answer. I'm just giving you a chance to talk. Okay. All right. You're probably about 20 minutes from here, where you live? Yeah, about 20 minutes, maybe a little longer. Yeah. All right. Normally I would order work program on this one. I'll give you the option. So it's fines and costs are $500. And I usually order 4 days work program as an alternative to jail because nobody wants to go to jail. So I'll give you the option. You could do 4 days on our work program, which means you pick 4 days, and those days you got to show up here at 8 o'clock in the morning, go out and work with our crew. It usually works out to be like a 5-6 hour day. Or I'll give you a certain number of community service hours you have to complete, which means you got to find some nonprofit charity. You got to work with them. You got to get the documentation and get it back to us. Which option you want to choose? All right. So go downstairs. You're going to pay the $5 today, or you need to talk options? Go downstairs, talk options on payments, have something set up before you leave the building, and schedule your work days. No, you want a community service, right? Got it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Let's do 30. So 30 hours community service. I'll give you until February 1 to complete and document. So if you come to me before February 1 and you need some time to finish, I'll probably say yes. If you need some more time to start, I'm going to say no. So don't put it off too long. Any questions? You all set? Have a lovely day. Jose Samano? Good morning, counsel. Your appearance.
We have the defendant, it's not on this present to my right, you can see.
Good morning, sir.
For an arraignment, pre-trial for arraignment purposes, we're standing at wait for whole meeting.
All right, you've worked out a deal with the prosecutor?
It was in exchange for dismissal of the unblinded for the federal, my client is under agency to allow an unlicensed driver.
Good. Have you discussed your rights and options with counsel?
Yes.
You understand all those rights and the options they present? You understand the possible penalty for the added charge? Understanding all that, are you pleading guilty to that charge freely and voluntarily today? Did you drive a vehicle on October 20, 2025 at or near Metro Airport while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied? Counsel satisfied? So am I. I'll dismiss the original charge. What should I know before I sentence?
My client's taking this matter seriously. He has somebody with him today who drove him.
Good.
He's not operating anymore.
How far away from a valid license is he?
Because that.
Okay. Okay.
He's probation be judged now, and when he comes to the court, we're dealing with some issues over.
Okay.
We've got some time to get all that.
Get all the ducks in a row. Okay.
Yes, my client is paying fines and costs to circuit court. We would ask that any kind of costs assessed here, that perhaps you could have a month to start.
Yeah, we'll work something out. That's easy. Yeah, it's easy to do that. You working?
Yeah.
Where do you work? How long you been there?
I've been there for 3-4 years.
What do they do at BKJ? Concrete work? Doing any now?
Yeah, we're still doing the last bit of work. Yeah.
Okay. Getting pretty cold for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Anything else I should consider? All right. Sir, I'm gonna find the cost on your file total $550. I'm ordering 4 days on the court work program as an alternative to jail. You want a due date on that money, or you want to set up some kind of payments? What's easier for you? Tell me when. Look at the calendar. Tell me when you can pay it.
First week of January.
So let's do it by the 8th.
Okay.
All right. So go downstairs and you can schedule your work days. Work program is assessed as an alternative to jail. So too many problems on work program. That's not an alternative anymore. Have a good day.
Thank you.
You're welcome, counsel. Dylan, is it Humberger? Good morning. Are you going forward today without an attorney? You've met with the prosecutor on your own. Let me see what we got. Would you, Miss Manorino?
Yes, Judge.
Good morning.
Morning.
On Barger.
Yes, Judge.
You've got a restitution to be determined. Are you
Yes,
gonna
Judge.
track that down?
I am.
Okay, all right. So if you're okay with it, what I'll do with the file is I'll go ahead and move forward today and just leave that open. So if you come back with a claim, we'll send it out to Mr. Humbarger, and then if he has a question about it, we'll have a hearing.
Okay, perfect.
That make sense?
Yep, that
Okay,
works. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, I'll explain that. So did you read your rights form? Did you understand your rights and the options they present?
No, sir.
You did not understand your rights?
I understand my rights, just not the options.
Okay, well, for example, you have a right to go to trial.
Yes, sir.
If you decide to go to trial, you have a right to go to two different kinds of trial, jury trial or bench trial. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. That's all right. And the charge you're pleading to fail to report, you understand the possible penalty for that? Understanding everything we just talked about, are you pleading guilty to that charge freely and voluntarily today? Did you drive a vehicle in Van Buren Township on September 21? Were you involved in a motor vehicle accident?
Yes.
Did you report that to the police as required? I'll accept your plea to the added charge, dismiss the original two charges. So what we're talking about is restitution. She'll reach out to the other party that was, the other car was all involved, whatever. If they make a claim for restitution, let's say they want you to cover their $500 deductible or whatever, we'll notify you. I'm assuming we've got your good address on Beach Daily. We'll notify you and say, look, the other party's made a claim for $200. You can just say, fine, here's my $200. Or you can say, wait a minute, that's way too much money. And then we'll just set up a hearing. Understood? If we don't hear anything back from them, you're not going to hear any more from us.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
HPC Alliance Mobile out of Nova.
How long you been with the company?
2 months, I'm going on 3 to 13.
New job.
Yes.
All right.
And,
Good to know people.
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
All right. Anything else you want me to consider?
this board has turned my life around for the better for the past 3 years.
What'd we do?
You sent me the youth challenge, sir.
Did I? I don't remember. Man. When did, so 3 years out?
3 years out.
Good for you.
My first involvement with the law since, and I'm just want to say thank you, sir.
Good for you. Thank you. You just made my day. Might have made my week. We'll see how tomorrow goes.
Yes. Much appreciated.
Awesome. Awesome. So I got a kid. I just talked to a kid last week. Was it last week? They're changing the challenge, or at least I think it's a new change because it's the first I'm hearing about it. When you went, you had to be 16, right? You can go now if you're not yet 16.
Really?
And what they do is it's like a credit recovery thing. You go to the challenge, you pick up as many credits as you can, and then you go back to wherever you were going to school and finish up.
All right.
I think it's a nice option, right?
It is really good.
Yeah, but I'm talking all this stuff about the challenge, and Dad's like, well, that doesn't sound like the program we heard about. So we started looking into it. It's like, oh, they got a new part of it. Yeah.
That's actually.
So what have you been doing since you got out of the challenge?
I was working at a factory for a while, but I was still young at the time. I graduated around 16, 17.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a hard-working job like that. Decided I want to keep my body good, fresh.
Mhm.
So then I was working Little Caesars Pizza still for a while. Then I finally talked to my dad. While I was a switch out of pizza, I was working at the airport janitorial.
Yeah. No fun.
Wasn't a fan, but it was
Yeah.
so kind for me. And then I talked to my father. He got me in selling phones. Now I got a commission job making.
You're doing well. Good. So when you went to the challenge, did you end up with a diploma or a GED?
Phone, sir.
Good for you. Yeah. So where you living?
Beach, and
Here-
Taylor.
Here's what I want you to do. We'll get back to business in a minute. Before you leave the building, I want you to go down. You remember Mr. Taylor?
I've seen him. Yes.
All right. Did you say hi?
I was going to, but I had.
I want you to go make contact with him and make sure he has your contact information,
Yes, sir.
because we might tap you to give somebody a sales job.
Yes, sir.
When I got some kid that's kind of teetering that I think he needs to go to the challenge and he's not really convinced,
I would love to do that.
I can tell. I can tell. Yeah. Because it made a big difference for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. You made my day, week. It doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. You made my week.
I'm happy you didn't remember when I came in last time, sir.
Yeah. All right. Anything before I sentence you on this one?
No, sir, I appreciate you.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll just do fines and costs on this one. $350. Can you pay it today or do you need options?
Looking for options, sir.
Figure it out downstairs.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So you started yes sir and a no sir, and I was going to ask you if you've been to the military. Now I know that came out of the challenge.
Yes, sir.
Good for you. Good for you. Always helpful. All right, go down and see Avery. You as well. Cleon Ellis. Come on up, Mr. Ellis. Mr. Ellis, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney?
Sir.
All right, but you talked to the prosecutor on your own.
Sir.
And the prosecutor sent in a piece of paper, says you're going to plead guilty to the checkpoint violation at Metro Airport on October 27, and asking me to take under a delayed sentence for 3 months. Did you discuss or did you read your rights form? You understand your rights and the options those rights give you? Excuse me. You understand the possible penalty for the charge today? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily? All right. Did you come in contact with folks at a checkpoint at Metro Airport on October 27?
What do you mean by contact?
Were you in a checkpoint line and ended up talking to TSA agents?
It wasn't DSA. Well, yes, sir. It's clear. I thought that it got it.
All right. So at that checkpoint, did you have something in your possession that you were not authorized to have at that checkpoint? And what was that?
I got my blood in my pocket.
Yeah, firearm.
Yeah.
Okay, I will accept your plea. All right, let's talk a little bit. Have you got anything else on your criminal history?
No, sir.
All right, are you working?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I'm sitting trading.
All right, how long you been with Amazon?
It could be my second day of trading.
Okay, second day?
Yeah.
Okay, that can't get much newer than that. Where'd you work before Amazon?
The airport.
Who were you working for at the airport? How long were you with Delta?
Not for a minute. For a minute.
6 months?
Over.
Okay. Anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you?
Would it be affect my job?
Will this affect your job? I don't know. I don't know how tight Amazon is. I'll tell you this. If I delay sentence, which I'm going to do, then this case is kind of in limbo for the next 3 months. As long as you stay out of trouble, no new charges, as long as you pay the money that I order you to pay, then at the end of 3 months, we're going to dismiss this. So if law enforcement runs your record, they'll see that on October 27, you picked up this misdemeanor charge. They'll see that there was a record made by the court on December, 4th, and they'll see it was later dismissed. Everybody in the law enforcement, in the industry, courts, law enforcement, they understand what that is. That means you entered a deal, got a delayed sentence, and it was later dismissed. But it's not a conviction on your record. So in the future, when you go fill out a job app and they say, do you have any criminal convictions? You can honestly say no, because I don't have any criminal convictions. I pled guilty, but I don't have a conviction anymore. You follow me?
Yeah.
So you apply for the FBI down the road, they're going to be talking about this. Amazon runs your criminal history for some reason because they're considering you for a management position, for example. This won't show as a conviction. Does that help?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. So like I said, I'm going to delay sentence for 3 months. That means you just stay out of trouble. Court costs are assessed in the amount of $500. Can you pay that today?
Bit some.
Go downstairs and make arrangements. Did you talk to the prosecutor about getting your weapon back?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions? All right. Downstairs. Fernandez Smith. Mr. Smith, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney?
No, I'll definitely have a term.
You want to talk to an attorney?
No,
Oh, you talked to an attorney. Your file's in the wrong pile. All right, we'll wait for Mr. Starr. Good morning, Mr. Hadley. Is it China, Dawson? Is that how you say that? Come on up. Ms. Dawson, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney? Prosecutor says you're going to enter a plea of guilty to the added charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to operate a vehicle on the date of October 15, 2025. Is that the deal? Did you read your rights form? You understand your rights? Understand the options those rights give you? Do you understand the possible penalty for the charge of allow unlicensed driver to operate? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty to that charge today freely and voluntarily? All right. Did you drive a vehicle on or before or on that date at Metro Airport? At that time, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? I'll accept your plea to the added charge, dismiss the original charge. What is the status of your license now? Reinstated? Wonderful. And are you working? Where at? Oh, great. How long have you been with the post office?
About 10 years.
Good, good. All right. Anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you? All right. All right, so Ms. Dawson, fines and costs on your file, $550. I'm ordering 4 days on the court work program as an alternative to jail. Can you pay the $550 today or you need to talk options? Options?
Yeah.
Talk options downstairs, and downstairs is where you can schedule your 4 days on the work program. Any questions about work program or anything else? Good luck. You're welcome. Yes.
We got to move it at the end for the jury office. There's one on each. Can I have that?
Sure.
Handle it with that.
Well,
We can also, this bit, three times discovery, the disc was cracking, and once we get it today, it's a play, so something.
Okay, let us know.
We just can't keep, kicking it out. We got.
No, I don't want to kick it up.
Walton.
Kimberly Kuziak. Did I get it right? Kuziak?
Yeah.
Walton, like the Walton family? Are you going forward without benefit of a court-appointed attorney today? Could you scratch Walton? No problem. All right, looks like you met with the prosecutor and you made a deal. Okay, says here that you're going to plead responsible. I'll do it on the civil infraction. Plead responsible to double parking. You've agreed to pay fines at cost of $150. And upon payment, I'm going to dismiss the original 2 charge. Is that your deal? All right, and can you pay the $150 today? Wonderful. Do you have any questions? Goodbye. Go see our cashier. Same to you, ma'am. Have a great day. Just go downstairs to the counter, this end of the counter. That's where they take your money. Thanks.
Here, you should have to do that.
You got that fun.
Your intentions should. Yeah, you want to speak.
Diallo? Good morning, sir. Are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney? All right. I've got a piece of paper that says you've talked to the prosecutor, says you're going to plead guilty to the added charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to operate a vehicle on October 27th. If I accept your plea to that charge, the prosecutors asked me to dismiss both original charges. Is that your deal? Did you read your rights form? Did you understand your rights and the possible, or did you understand your rights and the options those rights give you? Do you understand the possible penalty for this charge? Up to $500 fines plus court costs, up to 90 days in jail. That means 0 to 90 days. Okay. And understanding that, are you pleading guilty to this charge today? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? Did you drive a vehicle on that date at the airport? Yeah, on that day. Were you okay? And at the time you were driving, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? I will accept your plea. All right. Are you working?
Yes,
So who do you work for and how long have you been employed there?
I've been for 4 years and that's now. And I do mixing, so
Okay. What's the status of your driving record? Driver privileges. Are you still suspended?
I'm glad
You're valid. Good man. Good man. Anything else I should know before I sentence you?
no.
All right. Fines and costs, $500. I'm ordering 4 days on the court work program as an alternative to jail. Can you pay the $500 today or do you need some options? Talk downstairs, talk about your options. Any questions about how the work program works? You schedule those days. On the 4 days you pick, you have to be here at 8 o'clock in the morning to go out with our crew.
Like go downstairs and like a payment installment or
2 different things. You owe me $500 and 4 days. Go downstairs and make a payment plan and go downstairs and schedule the 4 days. Any questions? Have a great day.
his Spanish is way more than his English.
Mhm.
I'm thinking maybe an interpreter, because
Okay.
he might have questions.
Okay,
He didn't speak any English to me, so,
okay, all right.
so I don't know if he would understand. Just, we're kind of like in the middle. I think he knew
You got
enough.
anybody with him?
No, he's all alone. He's Armando.
Let's try, yeah.
Armando's his first name.
Let's-
Armando.
Just at a very, it doesn't look like nothing.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shannon was so tight. I never even noticed. And just-
I understand your English is not real good. All right, so do me a favor. If you don't understand, let me know. All right? I understand that you made a deal with the prosecutor. You're going to plead to a parking ticket and pay fines and costs, and a misdemeanor would be dismissed. Do you understand all that? And is that what you've agreed to do? Okay. How about if we give you another court date and have you come back when we've got a Spanish language interpreter? Okay? Entiende? All right, so just set up for an adjournment. Have a seat, we'll give you a notice. All right, I'm out of files other than stars.
I can try to grab him. He's out there running.
Yeah. So if you're not waiting for your attorney to come in, raise your hand. All right, what are you here for? All right, so you talked to the prosecutor on your own? Yeah, all right, they didn't send any paperwork in yet. You in the same boat? Yeah, but you talked to the prosecutor without an attorney and you're waiting to get your case called.
So did they talk to the attorney, and that's the part.
Oh, well, let's find out. What's your name? Duncan? And what's your name? Okay, Duchesne, Corin? All right, you talked to Mr. Starr. He's a court-appointed attorney, so we're waiting for him to come in. And your name is Duncan? Yeah. Jamie,
Yes, sir.
guy next to the door,
Got
Duncan?
paperwork in his hand.
Oh, is that? Oh, all right.
Next and bring it in.
Better yet, don't have it next time.
I bet. Mr. Duncan.
You'll scratch him when you can.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Duncan, you decided to go forward today without a court-appointed attorney, yes?
Who is this judge?
Duncan. Heath,
Yes.
right? All right. So the paperwork says that you're going to plead responsible to double parking. You've agreed to pay $150 fines and costs, and after that money is received, we're going to dismiss the original charge of registration or plate violation from November 15th. That's the deal?
Yes.
Can you pay the $150 today? Go downstairs, get a smile from our cashier, and you're on your way. Have a lovely day.
January 8th. Who told you the 6th? Is the 8th, that's what you said? That
When do you feel?
Benjamin Kitchichian?
That's like he's. It's waiting for you to accept me. And then crap, well, who are you?
I'll deal with him. I'll deal with him.
We don't have him on the docket.
Yeah, I'm just looking. We don't have him. All right, let's find out who he is.
They even.
Let's see. Benjamin, why are you in my Zoom room?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I mean, why are you on my screen?
Because I had a court case December 4, 9 a.m.
Okay,
and I was told
which
to join
courtroom?
for Judge Oakley.
Okay. And you got nothing on the docket.
What is your name?
Benjamin Keshishian.
You got your notice with you, brother?
I have it online.
Standing outside.
Say it again.
I have it online, like an email,
Okay.
Gmail confirmation.
Okay.
You wanna go up there and deal?
Yeah, send him in here.
Just leave your notice right here.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna bring you in the courtroom so we can figure out why you're here.
All right.
This one, I
Yeah, he's certainly not on the docket with that name.
know, that, I mean, maybe if it's hyphenated or something.
I'm just looking for a Benjamin right now.
You have a copy of that.
Yeah, I have it on. Yeah, online.
It has a case number. Let me see it.
Where is that?
Hey, Josh.
Or he's at a court with, that was like 33rd.
Oh, yeah.
Not in our.
Hey, Judge.
How you doing? You
Good,
33rd
yourself?
District Court?
So I'm looking at his paperwork. It looks like it says 34th District Court. Case number is going to be
Just a minute.
23.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. 22302-25.
And where are you
Defendant
at?
is going to be Gerald Turner.
Who's Gerald Turner?
Hang on. Yeah.
Looks like petitioner is going to be Wayne County Airport Authority.
Maybe a victim.
Okay, so officer, where are you at?
So I'm Sterling Heights Police. I'm at his school right now, and I'm trying to
Okay.
help him out.
Okay,
His case number, so he's the victim.
yeah, so Mr. Kachichian is the victim on that case?
Okay.
I'm assuming?
Yes, he is.
Okay, that's why we don't have his name on a docket.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna throw him into a breakout room with the prosecutor on that.
Okay. Sounds good,
All
sir.
right, thank you for the assist.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm gonna hand the phone back. Thank you.
Morning, man.
Hello.
Thanks. All right, Trovius, how about we start with Fernandez Smith?
Good morning, Your Honor. Probably start on behalf of Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, station name. Mr. Smith,
Thank you.
pre-trial interview with reading advising for charge of national policy. Your Honor, we've come to a resolution here. Check some mission community with the case here. Under 771.
Yep.
Under the buildings.
Okay. Mr. Smith, do you understand your rights and options after discussing those with counsel? And do you understand the possible penalty for this charge? Understanding all of this, are you pleading guilty today? Doing so freely and voluntarily? All right. Did you find yourself at a checkpoint at Metro Airport on November 6th? And at that time, did you have something in your possession that you weren't authorized to have there? And what was that? All right. All right. When you say basically a BB gun, what does that mean? Burner. Okay. I'm familiar with the burner. I wouldn't call it a BB gun though. I've seen those things hit. Yeah. I'm satisfied. Okay. All right. What should I know about Mr. Smith?
He has basically no criminal offenses outside of like maybe some traffic.
Traffic stuff? Yeah.
Work, and he's here with his family. His intention was to check in with the front counter, but he got to the airport late, the line there was long, so he started rushing, and all he could get through with it, but he was all right today. So he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Simply,
Okay.
rush judgment.
Yep. Yep. You're working?
Took the buyout from Chrysler. I was working for 10 years and I'm self-employed. So
What do you do?
basically, they moved me with videos.
Oh, good for you. You making money? Yeah. 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 Good. Good. So how long you been trying that gig?
That's all been 6 months now.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't have to be making money now.
I was able to make both, getting up with trade services now.
Okay. So this is really off topic. Like this is the farthest off topic as we could get. So literally, if I could line up the windows right, I could see it. There's a new theater right over there. Okay. All right. It's in the old fire hall. They just recently, like in the last 3 weeks, showcased a local filmmaker's movie. You know about it?
No, I don't.
All right. So seriously, you go over there. I can't get your number, but I'm sure there's something on the door. Reach out to them because they're a brand new theater. So they're looking for stuff to get people in. You're a brand new filmmaker, right? Looking for people to see your stuff. So hook up with the guy. Yeah, hook up with the guy. All right. So back to business. I'll delay sentence for 3 months. You can stay out of trouble for another 3 months. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk to him. That's all right.
I had another situation going on, in the fourth year, I'm in a battle for my daughter, I want to see her once a week.
Right.
This right here was probably making worse for me.
I don't know.
It's not true.
I don't know. Even if, I'm not sure, even if they found it, this is a crime, but you know how many of these we see? It would blow your mind. The last airport docket I had, what do we average? How many cases do we average on the airport docket? 100?
Yeah, close to.
I'll bet there was 10. Same thing as you.
Mhm.
People that had a firearm in their bag, and this is the first burn I've had. So usually they're like real bang bangs, right? Had a firearm in their bag, forgot about it, whatever. It happens a lot. But if you're worried about it, you got a divorce attorney?
Divorce, fine.
Oh, this is just, all right.
Now I'm working on getting more time with my daughters.
But you're doing it without an attorney?
Hopefully, no.
So here's what I'll do. I'll go forward and just give you the deal. Or if you want to, we'll adjourn it. You can go get the advice of somebody that does family law stuff and find out if they think it's going to hurt you or not.
That's
All right. All right. All right. So I'll delay sentence for 3 months. During that time period, you stay out of trouble. Court costs are assessed in the amount of $400. Can you pay the $400 today or do you need some time?
little time.
You want to just pick a due date? You want to just pick a due date? Tell me when.
That'd be cool.
Say it again.
If I could do the new year, that'd be. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to give you a whole new year.
Sure.
How about January 8th? That's enough? All right, you're all set. Seriously, go check out that theater and see if you can find some contact information. If nothing else, my mind just is blank today, but the name is on the door. It's like the firehouse or whatever. They're all over Facebook. Reach out to the guy. The guy that runs the place is John Feed. He's a local firefighter. So reach out to him because I'm sure he'd be willing to set something up with you. All right, good luck. Remember me when you're famous, when you get that shout out for that first Oscar or something. Jonathan Rosales.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Thank you. This is the court date for regular purposes, and
Yep.
come to the resolution here. Sorry, you need to double parking.
On the civil infraction. All right, sir. You understand your rights and the options they give you? And you're pleading responsible to this charge freely and voluntarily? I will accept your plea. I will assess fines and costs in keeping with your agreement of $400. Can you pay that today? When? Pick a date. Look at the calendar.
Say 9?
The 9th? All right, understand if we don't get the money on this file in time, then the original charges are back. You got to deal with them. Understood? In addition to that, we've got some other files. One other file. Yeah, looks like there's a speeding ticket, a 1 to 5 speeding ticket that you owe $216 on. Did you know about that one? Also out of the airport, looks like. Can you check that? You got nothing, Paul?
Not 16, speeding ticket,
What was that issue?
airport, January 31st of 24.
All right, so it was a January 31st, right, 31st of 2024 at the airport. It was a speeding ticket. Remember that one? Yeah, Can you pay that one today too, or on that date? You sure? 2/16? All right, any questions? You're all set. You're welcome. Double park, yeah. And Duchesne. Counsel, your appearance.
Want to throw this up, start on that. Thank you. For the Shane. Thank you. This is, arraignment, 3
Yep.
Resolution whereby, Mr. B. Richard Smith be guilty of being responsible to double parking the fine of
Thank you. All right, Mr. Duchesne, that's what you're gonna do is plead responsible? All right, you've agreed to pay fines and costs of $150? When?
Well, they have to,
Half and half when?
they have, they have to these.
All right, so 2 weeks would be, what is today? 4th, right? So by the 19th?
Yeah.
All right, understand if we don't get all our money, then this deal goes out the window and you're back with the original to deal with. Understood? Go downstairs and get that started. Have a great day. And I ran out of files with your name on them.
He's just in reverse, so, you know. Right, which one is?
People versus Bonner. Is it Bon Giovanno?
Yes, sir.
I love it. Where'd that come from?
Well, my grandfather actually was in service and he had the Salvage brand, and they were really close buddies. I think they went to not for Vietnam, went to law school, and so he decided to give my father the name, and I'm saying
So it's a family name.
to myself.
Awesome. Yeah. Who cares about the last name? The first name's got the story. Bonner. Counsel, your appearance.
Not necessarily.
No, it's not. I love unusual names, and I especially like unusual names with stories, right? I've told people, make up a story. That's too good a name not to have a story. Yeah.
So, the doctor or lawyer or something, she, so that's why
Well, they were right. That's funny. That's a good one.
But,
Go ahead.
yeah, and
Tell me about the plea.
So he's gonna be guilty to assaulting. Dismissed.
Yep. Okay. All right. Mr. Bonner, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you file an appearance, by the way?
it's on the doc.
Got it in the system? All right. It's not on my ROA because I don't have an updated ROA because I just want to make sure your name's on the file. All right. So yes, you've talked about your rights and options.
Yes.
Understood them?
Yes.
Do you understand the possible penalty for the charge?
Yes.
Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily to the charge?
Yes.
All right. Counsel, would you voir dire? Incident date I've got is September 5.
September 5th, we'll see you for you, Van Buren Township.
Yeah, I don't mind the pictures.
Very few do.
0516 Belleville Road is on Mark.
Yes.
And when you were there, police you perhaps get accused of stealing something that caused disturbance, shouting.
Yes.
I said so.
So am I. What should I know about Mr. Bonner before I sentence?
Robert Bonner hasn't had any criminal offenses in over 10 years. The original allegations in this case that led to restitution is that it's not trading cards, it's not products, it was chicken and some other spices, but it was good. Financially, several tighter, maybe, and
How new?
Sorry.
How new?
Oh, it's almost good. Almost 20.
And then his fiance's mother lost her job, so they're kind of trying to help out a little bit. I did suggest him, because he did have some prior retail frauds, and it's not how that happened. So he talked about therapy, and he has provided me with a telehealth.
Oh, cool.
Poll.
They haven't started yet.
have an HMO, so take time to be referrals and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
Just get you started.
Schedule pretty separate tomorrow.
good.
Also, add in complete 4-hour, cleaner solutions, retail fraud, shopping class, and just,
Good. Good.
but he's got a bachelor's degree, works for Blue Cross Blue Shield.
How long you been with Blue Cross? Sorry, counsel.
Since 2016.
Long time. Okay, go ahead.
That's about it, Judge. He's engaged to getting married this year, child, all that, a lot.
Yeah.
You know, just, bad choice.
All right. Oh, Mr. Bonner, don't feel that you have to say anything at all, but I'm going to give you a chance if there's anything you want to add.
Say something, like I said, no, this is involved, just to reiterate, going through it very much, I mentioned time that it dug up some behavior that I thought I had dug away, just to foresee myself in this situation, I know the pressure from this situation, I'm getting very bad choice. I'm trying to do everything I can to make sure that that does not happen again. Yeah.
Okay.
Very net positive contribution to society. I'm an actuary that works there, so work very hard for my college days. Let's do positive type of career and be positive and be positive, very positive impact. Make important statements. They will always cover and, continue to be.
Okay. All right. Do I need to order you to go to that program? The therapy?
Absolutely not. I have.
You're doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So was that at his suggestion?
No, I'm going to do something different. I did speak with him and he suggested, he just kind of reaffirmed.
Right.
Because obviously this has happened before. I know I need to do something different to keep me out of this behavior pattern.
Yeah.
It was something that I saw out, but he definitely reaffirmed.
Yeah. How about the 4-hour program?
I mean, to be honest, I knew about it. I figured that you may require that. He referred that to.
Yeah.
I didn't do that until it came up.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to tell you what, usually you'd be doing some work program for me, but you've been so proactive on this. I'm going to waive that. All right. I'm just going to do the money. So the restitution amount is $47.02 and the fines and costs are $400. So can you pay it today? Total? Sure. By 3 p.m. All right. All right. Anything else, gentlemen? All right. Have a great day. You as well.
Ready to light in the morning.
Jamie, I'm out of files.
Yeah.
Pitts.
I got stuff here.
Pitts. Who's the other one?
You need something with
I think it would have been asked something.
No, but this is not supposed to be a Zoom date anyway, so we're just not.
Is that what that says?
I don't know. I'm not finding the pins.
Oh, that's because it's,
Oh, you already pulled it?
Mr. Pitts, I pulled it and I give you the file?
Oh, it's right here. I put it back where,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, I didn't run off
No,
with
that's
it
okay. There, here is Mr.
this time. You told me to put it in this and don't think you said it again.
We got a lot of multiple.
No, it's not. Thank you.
All right. Who do you want to start with?
Charles Street is not necessarily waive presence. That's a dismissal outright for the people. Misidentification, so.
Okay. All right. I'll take care of that. Yeah, I'll take care of that in a minute. How about Pitts?
Thank you. Actually, John Hadley, appearing on behalf of Mr. Gary Pitts. I am standing in for other counsel, Mr. Dan Bitar, for today's hearing. Mr. Pitts, I have information to appear on your behalf. So, Your Honor, we would like to request this matter be set for a final pretrial with the complaining witness to appear. We have worked out a date that looks like Mr. Bitar would be with Judge.
Okay.
I think that was January 8th, is what I wrote on there.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You pick a time?
We did, we'll defer to.
9:30.
9:30. And who's that with?
No.
Okay. So that'll be by Zoom. All right. So just have a seat. We'll get you a paper notice.
Figured they were coming by Zoom today. They sent their clients, but they were coming by Zoom.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm sorry, can we recall Mr. Pitts real quick? I did forget to take.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, we'd like to address, a brief oral motion about bond modification.
Hold on just a minute. On Streeter, are we dismissing 2 files? Because I've only got 1 case number on the,
Should have one file, should be fraudulent, an allegation.
Judge,
of
there's
fraud.
2 different Streeters.
Streeters.
One, it's only Charles Streeter that we're dismissing. The other Streeter, we have.
I caught it. Thanks, Angela.
Yeah, thanks, Judge.
Go ahead, talk about bond.
Sorry, our Angela's scared. I don't know where that came from. All right.
Sorry, Josh.
Thank you for clarifying. So, Your Honor, there was a $5,000 10% bond that was posted.
Yep.
It was Beyonce had posted money. Your Honor, I just would like to go back to our request here. I don't know if there was ever one initially made, but we're asking for modification to a PR bond. Kind of headed into Chris. Mr. Pitts, looking at CCH and his current cooperation with counsel and his appearance in court. We don't believe that of any failure here. Absolutely, if you look at that, notice, Your Honor, again, looking at the allegations, we have the paper discovery today.
Right.
The allegations are that this individual, again, the allegations are made a push to an individual that was involved in a home care situation. But again, we're not saying it's not a serious matter, but kind of putting into the spectrum of, what the alleged assault actually was. Innocence or presumed otherwise.
I'm gonna cut you off.
Sure.
And I don't usually do that.
No.
I'm gonna cut you off. Because the 5,000 10% wasn't because of the charge, it's because the failed to appear in 2024. So I'm not giving money back. When we resolve the file, we'll deal with the bond.
Understood.
I would agree with you. If somebody said a 5,000 10% on a misdemeanor A and B just because it was an A and B, then I would have let you go with the argument. But the bond is because it will fail to appear.
That's no problem, Your Honor, because I'm not privy to all the background.
Understood. Understood. All right. Hi. We sent a notice. Yep.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. All right.
Ma'am, what's your name? Thank you. This one's gonna be up next. Attorney's got him on the hallway. He's retained.
Okay, good.
Mr. Moss, you remove your hat, please. Thank you. You guys are ready to come right up front to the podium.
Counsel, your appearance for Moss.
First, notice on behalf of Mr. Blake Lawson.
I don't have a plea form. Do you have a plea form? Come on up. You're welcome. All right. Let's see what we got. Easy peasy. All right. So Mr. Moss is going to plead responsible to an added charge of double parking, agreed to pay fines and costs of $400. 2 misdemeanors from June 30th would be dismissed. Right. Can you pay the $400 today, Mr. Moss? All right. So go down and see our cashier. $400 should get you a pretty good smile. We'll get you on your way and these 2 charges go away. Thank you, gentlemen. You're welcome. Let's do it on the A, double parking on the A. Yep.
Judge, on this one. I'll wait your time.
Good.
Who Mr. Pitts is, I think gave us.
No, I think Josh and him walked out suddenly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is totally useless and I'm gonna let Ruthie know, but, he's just asking for adjournment, but we can't let him know anything because there's nothing on there with all of the other files. Regarding money, he owes all that money and he's got, I think, like 4 court dates because he's got a lot of zero. Yeah, nothing. So I'm letting him know because it's quite useless.
Yeah. Oh, is he here?
Yeah, he's waiting for me to give him a notice, but I wanted you to let him know though.
Is it Gilaz? Gillows, I was close, wasn't I? So I've got paperwork here that says you owe us $1,600 plus on a bunch of stuff going back to 2024 and 5. You know about that? Yeah, we got a speeding ticket from Sumter 2024. We've got a speeding ticket from Sumter 2025. Looks like failed to stop property damage accident, Van Buren. Yeah, all driving related stuff totaling $1,648. Just set something up before you get out of the building, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, however it works. Just set something up.
And I'll give you your notice in just 1 minute. I just needed him to bring that to your attention.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Wow. Jamie.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Remember to fire him. We don't have to. We can't find him. We don't know who it is. Thank you.
It's just,
Okay.
All this technology, there's no escape.
Yeah, and that's what everybody's, at the time, it's like, really? Maybe you don't want to find them?
But I'm happy they did.
Too. Adjournment.
You must smoke the defense attorney also. Did you speak in the defense attorney? Yes, I know. Mr. Garrett.
So Ed Zelman. Oh, you gotta get where you shout for. Where's the sound on? Amy Mullins up to the mic yesterday to have that karaoke, Sweet Caroline. Another, do you know Brittany Johnson, APA? Little tiny do that. I mean, little tiny. She's like Leanna Belcher size. That does like CSC child.
Wait a minute. Is Mr. Myers here? I think he is. This is another restitution. The attorney was told to be here in person. And
You want me to check CVC?
in the attorney states, he never got notice. They came in on Zoom. The attorney's on Zoom and the defendant is here in person.
You want me to check CVC here?
Well, let's put the attorney in breakout room with whatever prosecutor, because maybe they can work something out.
You want me to make sure Myers is here physically first?
Thanks. So anyhow, Brittany Johnson's trying, she's going for the appointment to the 23rd District Court.
Okay.
So one of the other judges said, she gotta come up too, because she's gonna be the judge. So we working group.
Was it really?
I told him, and Mimi's, I don't know if you know her, but she's an absolute freaking riot. She karaoke a lot. I've never heard her, but I've been told she karaoke. She likes karaoke. I told her, I said, you guys got to do something. Like, if you're going to do that again, you at least got to get together and practice and work on your timing. I said, can't do anything about the fact that you don't have the key, but at least your timing should be honest.
She was in the.
She said, yeah, how about I gave you a shout out on the thunder blazer, because I got this black leather sport coat, you know? And when she first saw me, she's like, oh, look at you in your leather blazer. I'm like, is that like, you throwing spade at me or what? So from the stage, she said, I see you out there, Oakley, in your black leather blazer. It was like, oh my God, it's so agreeable. And I'm thinking, you know, and plays with these guys, they're pretty good, you know. And I'm thinking, they must be absolutely, just absolutely nuts. Professionals or semi-professionals to sit up there and listen to these women just absolutely butcher this stuff.
My nephew absolutely loves karaoke in his house.
Look, Susie looked like me, Susie looked at me, she just reminds you of what I hate.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, I still think of that place. He grew up in Gaylord for a conference like 20 years ago, judicial conference. We wandered into this little hall. They had a really nice dinner. And then they said, okay, karaoke starts in 15 minutes. And we looked at each other like, oh, okay. And the first person got up there and we're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was just brutal. I will say this though. Pat and Dawn, you think like an angel.
No, and then my Matthew.
No. So.
And Perlman's been waiting around.
I saw that, and I didn't know if it was on ours.
So.
Yeah, and I sent out notice and, yeah,
Well, and remember,
and I emailed it to him, so I got confirmation that he was the same. Yeah. Yeah.
She blamed his sister.
no, she was just very rude to
Oh.
us. And said that I said things that I didn't. say.
And the defendant even confirmed. Yeah, who was the person? And the attorney said, no, so, and they were in Judge Patton's.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was just like a
month
week
ago.
ago or
Yeah,
something.
November 6th. Yes.
Yeah, a week.
It feels like it sometimes, but. I don't know. Okay, well, we'll wait. My guy's not there anyways.
Counsel, what do you got? Good morning. How are you? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Get right up to the podium while I find the file.
Yeah, I can.
Ashley? All right, counsel, your appearance for Miss Simmons.
Boyd, P63057, we have Miss Ashley Simmons, who stands to know.
All right, good morning, ladies. Tell me about the deal, counsel.
He was that, please, Bill, he was doing I don't know, last item, the demeanor, and pay a fine, and then 3 months.
Hopefully stay out of trouble.
Yeah, problem.
Yeah.
She learned support.
Good.
And, then it will come off her record.
Okay, all right. And Miss Simmons, do you understand the possible penalty for this charge? Do you understand your rights and options after discussing those with Miss McCoy? Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty to the charge? Freely and voluntarily, you're doing that? Okay. Counsel, why don't you voir dire, give me the facts.
Okay, and
Incident date,
November
6. She felt,
What you doing? Okay.
hold on, let me see what I got. I might actually have actual ticket. The ticket says November 6th, so that might just be when they issued the ticket. I don't know.
Okay. So, they put in the city of Brown, here at the airport, the city of Romulus, County of Wayne, was it November 3rd? Yes. Okay, and we spent like a bag, at the airport. Okay, and then what did you do with that bag? So we pointed the bag out to me as we were walking in town, said that I think someone has left their bag. I'm sorry, so, and we say it's true that it's.
Hold on, counsel. You got him? Thanks. I just wanted that muted because, go ahead.
It's true that you found this bag and you did not report it as lost right away? Sure. Okay, you took it home and then brought it back like a few days later? The following day that I was scheduled. Okay, that contrary protocol, you're supposed to, if you see a lost item, you're supposed to call the police right away? Okay.
I'm satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are you working for? Still?
It's been there 6.5 years and her grandfather had died and she had a situation and so they put her on personal leave, but she's gotta have.
So how's that work? They do some kind of internal investigation? There's an appellate process?
It's actually, I guess, doesn't really, affect the employment in that respect because it wasn't something that was American Airlines.
It wasn't American Airlines related. Right. So why aren't you working?
I've not seen her, I had to show this to the charge. She had that, the airport had a bag.
Yeah, yeah,
So
Yeah.
clearance and.
right.
They talked to her about this in front of her and she gave the bag, they took her bag away, so she had to
Right.
get that bag in order to work for American.
And how's this action impact that?
I won't be. This is the grievance that I'm waiting, will surpass my getting done. It's pretty much American doing me a favor. They're calling me money for February the sixth. I don't obtain that. Right, we did call in to get some kind of clarity to see if this will affect it, like if it will show up, so she has to be coming back, but they did say we could adjourn it, but he said if we adjourn it, it's not gonna change what he's offering, so we're.
Just get it over with. Right. So how would that work though? I mean, obviously the airport knows about the ticket.
Well, he said that, she said she wasn't fingerprinted, so I'm wondering if they pull the iChat and may not show up. So then maybe that would help, I think.
Right.
This is, yeah.
Does feel little.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything I can do to try to help you keep that job. I can't think of anything.
She was like, can I just pay a fine and I had to do something, pay a fine, but I don't, yeah. Yeah, I would say under her advisement, to be honest, first goal was not to be a criminal, but you know, I think that
Oh, sure. Right,
I'm applying for a nursing program.
right. Where at? Nursing program.
Oh.
Good luck.
So, you know, it's my goal to do that,
Right,
situation where I had family coming to town for my grandfather's funeral.
yeah,
Never picked up, you know, anything, not reported it before, it was just, you know, hurry up and go home, I'll bring it back when I come back.
right. Yeah, because you're not thinking like the cops do. The cops think there's a bomb in the bag.
Right.
Right.
They showed, what the prosecutor said, is they showed she's done it several times, she's reported, she's.
Yeah.
This one day she did follow the protocol.
Other things on her mind.
She took it, the officials was bringing it back the next day, but she had had a bereavement day, so there was a delay.
Yeah. Come on up here.
Yes. Me and her, or just, okay. Right, also, I don't think I'll do that.
This courtroom session shows how quickly things move when real cases stack up, and how the judge balances fairness with accountability. Case after case, defendants step forward without attorneys, accepting plea deals to reduce more serious charges. The judge carefully explains their rights, confirms they understand the consequences, and then makes sure every decision is made voluntarily. In one moment, a defendant admits to bringing a firearm into an airport checkpoint, a serious mistake. Instead of immediate punishment, the judge offers a delayed sentence, giving him a chance to stay out of trouble and avoid a permanent conviction. In another case, someone who turned their life around shares how a court program helped them change completely, and the judge genuinely appreciates it, calling it a moment that made his week. But the judge also makes one thing clear throughout: ignore the court, and the consequences will catch up to you. From fines and community service to second chances, this courtroom proves that justice isn't just punishment, it's also about giving people the opportunity to do better. Do you think the judge handled these cases the right way? Like and subscribe for more real courtroom moments.